Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Decisive Campaigns, Barbarossa, episode number 3 in our series is Germany. So we're basically at the end of turn 1, which is technically turn 2 since there's a turn 0. There's one last thing I haven't done yet, which is play these cards. For artillery, it basically is going to assign a little bit of additional combat strength to various units. I think artillery is on the offensive and counter batteries on the defensive, but it might not work that way, that's just the way I assume. Anyway, I always go for artillery and never counter battery as the Germans. So in the north, we have two choices. I mean, you can play it on a division, which gives that a division a massive boost to like its combat strength. But I prefer to spread that love over all the divisions, and I think the net benefit is better that way. So I have a choice between the 18th, which is the northwestern one, or the 16th, which is more the southeasterly one, and the one that has to go through Kaunas. I think that this is going to be a lot heavier, harder fighting, so 16th Army is going to get the extra support. In center, we have a choice between basically the 9th Army and the 4th Army in the south. I think that the 9th Army might actually have the heavier fighting in the upcoming turns, but at least for starters, the 4th Army has to clear Bialystok, and then it's probably going to be not really useful until we get to Minsk, but I still want to play it on the 4th Army. Then in the south we have many choices because we have the Romanian front as well. I think it's a total waste to play it on the Romanian armies because they are pretty garbage, so increases to combat strength is not that important. There is the 6th Army in the north, but this one has a lot of open space, you can see. It doesn't really need to do very much for. Also, combat in the open space, it may even get more of an artillery bonus. That's typically the way it works, is artillery is worse in forests and cities, but even if that's true, those are also the harder places to take. So they're also the places you still need like the most reinforcement, and you'll take the minuscule additional artillery bonus. The 11th Army is an interesting choice because, at least until we get any armored reinforcements, like I think the Lithuanian has an armored division, but this is the only armored division which can benefit from artillery support directly. The 11th Army's 1st Romanian Armored. So that's kind of another interesting choice. And this is definitely a good choice on the Romanian front if you're going to choose something, because it has to do almost all the offensive workload. But I think the best choice is the 17th, which has a lot of its work cut out for it, basically encircling and destroying Russian or Soviet forces, so we'll choose them. Next we have the Focus Group, which basically gives a commander of the army that you choose additional like choices or focus cards basically, which give you bonus to offense or something like that. It's I think always better to play it on the Panzer Group if you can, unless you're completely starved of fuel, but I will be doing that. The real choice is in Army Group Center. We have a choice between the 2nd and the 3rd. I'm going to choose the 2nd because it's Guderian, and how can you not choose Guderian? Despite the fact that actually the 3rd probably has more difficult initial fighting by Grodno and Vilnius, I still want... what's his name? Guderian actually gets a better bonus, so it is worth playing on him. Then in the south we have Kleist, I guess, in the 1st Panzer Group. Poor Hoth doesn't get it. He's the only one because he shares it with Guderian. Another kind of interesting choice would be to put this on the 11th Army, because again, they do have a lot to do, but I'm again going to play it on the Panzer Group. Okay, time to end the turn. And it may take a couple seconds to process, so I'll cut away and cut back for the history. Okay, here we go. Soviets are retreating now. They actually attacked us. It would look like an unsuccessful gambit to break out of Brest-Litovsk. Pulling back. I think there is some kind of activation rule which affects the Soviets' mobility. I'm not sure exactly how it works. Lots of pulling back in the north near Kaunas. Also near Grodno. Now in the south, they actually attacked us here. And I saw that they inflicted some casualties, although it looked like they also took a bunch. Okay. Alright, Halder's diary. Confirmed report passed on to the Führer. 8th Panzer Division penetrated into Dvinsk at 0800. Occupied town at 1250 after hard street fighting, railroad bridge, and vehicular bridge. Man, Davina, that's pretty far. Let's hope so. We have a relationship bonus added to Okay, both the 17th and, well, okay, the 4th Romanian army doesn't really matter that much. But the 17th, that's going to be very helpful. That's actually the big one, the big fighting in the south, so very good. Focus cards, we can play those this turn. And we have our artillery should be supporting this turn as well already. Luftwaffe was busy. 2 decisions for us, so not that many, which, I don't know, could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. Fuel across the board looks like it's cut by about half of what we had last turn. That's going to be a disaster. 3,400 in the north, 8,800 in the center, and 4,400 in the south. Very little fuel. Alright, Hector's journal. It doesn't take a lot to make the wolf angry. Bump him, say the wrong thing, stand in his way, and he'll jump on you. He's like a stick grenade with the pin pulled out, always ready to explode. It's hard to tell whether the wolf is angriest at us or the Russians. Oh gosh. Okay, well, let's see the decisions. We have exploit oil fields and Oberst-Honacker. This is not a good one, but the exploit oil fields is. It's also very few decisions, which means that, you know, that's less things I have to worry about, which I kind of think is a good thing. Well, the first thing we're going to do is the history. We're going to go back through that. After that, I'm ready to do the Finnish theater, but it goes by pretty quick when you watch this on the turn resolution. So let's just step through it one click at a time and try to figure out what exactly they did. So they had a 3rd Army headquarters that they pulled back. Not too surprising, but we know that it's somewhere just out of sight. The 6th Army headquarters also moving back, I assume. This was another... Oh, the Southern headquarters. Yeah, Southern headquarters pulling back. Going back again. This is probably another headquarters, the 9th Army headquarters. Pulling back a fair amount. This is what headquarters do we got this time? Oh, the 11th Army. So this is 11th Army headquarters moving. There it is. The 75th Rifle Division moved out of Brest-Litovsk to the north. And then, yeah, I remember that they attacked us in their like kind of attempt to break out of Brest-Litovsk. They attacked my Panzer divisions, which is a little bit annoying, but it doesn't look like we're too worse the wear for it. Only 5 Panzer IIs were lost. They took 1,600 casualties. That's probably a good thing for us because overall, we want the units in the city to be a little bit weaker, easier to take down. And all we did is exchange a little bit of readiness on Panzer units that aren't going to be involved in that attack anyway. So I would call that a win. Then they also, looks like they moved 2 of their armored divisions out of Bialystok. Now they're starting to pull back over here in between Tarnopol and Lvov. They have a nice little pipeline out of here. And this is the real challenge, right? The noose, we're trying to lasso as many Soviet units as we can, because the more they pull back, the way I envision it is very clearly that every unit I see disappear here is appearing over here with much stronger combat strength. So that's not good, right? They're going to find probably like the fortifications over here or something. They're going to find a nice defensive line. Every unit I can snare is one less that's going to be manning that line, and that's going to be very helpful in the long term. So we're trying to do as much as we can right now. Of course, there's a whole trade-off of how hard do you push, how many losses do you sustain, which could affect your long term, because, you know, it's a fixed replenishment pool. I actually don't know if that's true. So you do replenish units every now and then, but at least you won't get the units replenished right away. So losses on this turn are not likely to be replenished by next turn. Anyway, we can see the slow exodus of units near the Lvov area. This is, I feel like this is as very strong makings of a pocket, but we're not there yet. We'll see what we can do this turn. But they did pull back some forces from there. I'm not even sure what this is. Okay, so Vilnius looks like... We don't know what unit that is, but they moved probably further east out of Vilnius. Yeah, some units pulling back from Kaunas. They're essentially escaping the makings of my pocket there. And yeah, so we'll see what happens. Because right now we have the ability to still roll through them, split them off between Daugaspils and Kaunas itself. But they are pulling out of that area very quickly. Okay, they're setting up to the north. Alright, back to Army Group South. What exactly happened here? Sometimes you have to move down here and Okay, this tank division moved north. There it moved again. Okay, that tank division moved into Grodno. That's a little bit strange. And then he moved out of Grodno into the hex south a bit. Okay, this tank division is moving, I guess moved southeast. North, east. Looks like their goal, and they actually had enough combat strength to swap territory on this hex. That's fine. We were still trying to make sure that they cannot retreat very quickly. And owning the territory even this turn may have stopped them from entering it. So hopefully hopefully mission accomplished. They did this attack. This was the other attack. They lost about 2-1 as far as infantry goes. They lost 15 T-26s. We lost 10 anti-tank guns. Well, it's not the worst exchange, so I'll take it, you know, especially because I assume they're only attacking because they're confident. And this is the Romanian front, so even just holding the Romanian front sometimes is a challenge. The infantry and cavalry swap down here. Kind of strange, I don't know why they did that, but what is this unit? This is a unit entering, I guess? Yeah, they're actually moving forward a little bit over there. And by Jakobstad, looks like more units are entering. Interesting, they're actually pushing the border forward. I would have expected them to maintain the line along the Divina. But maybe this is the AI's, I mean, let's just consider the Soviet players' attempt to not lose a pocket. And that's a pretty strong line. Alright, moving back the army headquarters again. I think that was an army headquarters. Move back further east. One going north over there. The 8th Army moving north. 11th Army moving southeast. And then we got a unit. Okay, light infantry. Very good. The Finnish theater should be pretty quick for us. I have some ideas about what I want to do already. I don't even know if I guess we are going to do one combat this turn, but this should be pretty quick. I essentially want to wait and position until I have a chance to actually surround a unit. And I'm going to take my chance now. So we can kind of do a little bit of repositioning here. I'm going to move this unit. I think I can do it this way. Yeah. I'm going to do this and then up. So we've secured a line in, and we have a potential chance here, although we're fighting in the marshes, the poor Finnish folks. I still think it's an interesting idea. We are maintaining the supply line, but anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can move the Karelian HQ here. We probably can even move it south by 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I could go as far as there, and I might do that just because we're going to have some combat in the south. As far as everything up here goes, I don't really care about the road to the north. That doesn't help us at all. I do want to make sure that we're okay against this unit. There's two ways I can handle that. I could either secure these 2 hexes, or I could just assume that he's not going to move 2 hexes over. I think I'm going to go ahead and just secure the 2 hexes. So we got you here, and you here, and then the Karelian, everybody else is free to move to the south. So we're basically going to try to focus on the south first. This city, Viborg, it's going to be the... Actually, we don't want to target it first. I want to try to cut off the lines behind it. Which, you know, I mean, it's a very difficult task, very tall task, but I think it's possible. We're going to be moving units down this way. Now we at least have better visibility. Okay, that's a lot of units there. I'm not going to be able to... Okay, it is 1 tank unit, which should be weak, but the infantry is probably not. Yeah, so I think we're not going to be able to do the cutoff. I want to just cut off as many units as I can in Viborg, but it looks like we're not going to be able to do that this turn. I'll take either of these 2 hexes. I was hoping that this one would be only weakly defended, but... I mean, it's about equivalently defended as the other hex. They're both... One's in the woods, one's in the forest. I guess one of these is going to offer worse. So that's 30-60. This is 30-60 as well. Entrenchment 150. Entrenchment 150. So it looks like it's just aesthetics, just visual. Woods and forest appears to be the same. Terrain, bonuses, and penalties. I'm going to move over here. I want to also track who's in the Karelian HQ and who's in the Southeast Army HQ. Because the Karelian one should be a little bit more north, a little bit more east. Like this unit, although it's in the southeastern one, and this one as well. So, anyway, I mean, we just got to keep track who's there, so make sure that we keep this unit. We'll move that one forward even. A little bit closer to the southeastern one. But we do have movement points to spend. And I think that what I'd like to do on this turn is basically just overkill this one border unit. Right now we can get 5 infantry divisions on 5 different sides attacking it. That's pretty good. And I think I'm just going to do exactly that. Hopefully we just get lucky and do a lot of damage. It looked really good. So we lost 400 Finnish infantry, but we inflicted 5,200 casualties. Go Finnish. That was a very good result. We hoped it would be. We brought like overwhelming forces to bear from multiple sides to give us a big concentric bonus, which just basically means kind of like your flanking bonus. So I think we did it. It all went according to plan. Now, so some of our units are Karelian, and then, this is kind of a mess. We'll put both those units in here, but one of these units still has the ability to move. We'll shift him to the southeast. And we have one unit there, and you can go either there to the west or the east. I'm going to actually put you in the east, because you'll probably be more effective if I do an attack in either of these areas. So pretty much next turn, you're destined to move south. And from the south position, we can attack either southwest into this hex, or south into the forest hex. So wood versus forest, we'll find out next turn to see, just seeing how the Russians react to that. And we'll also see what they do over here. So our goal is just to try to cut off units, wipe them off. If we can actually do that and create holes in the lines, that'll be very good, especially once the Finnish join the war, but that's still many turns off because we have to get to Narva or Luga. It would make sense to go back to Army Group North after the Finnish theater, but I'm actually going to do the Romanians in Army Group South because I'm still trying to figure out a plan for Army Group North. It's a bit of a mess. And I'm excited to do this kind of movement in Army Group South because we have this open territory and I can see that we can get... I hope I showed it, but when I first started I was able to just roll right into Odessa if I wanted. So because I pathed into the zone of control, it eliminated a little bit of my movement points and I can't do that anymore. Plus, I think Odessa actually has a garrison, I'm pretty sure. So what our plan is instead is we just want to cut off the bridge, which we've done. This is great. And then we want to make sure we can fight our way all the way to the bridge, which I'm going to use the 2 Romanian units and the 1 German unit. And we didn't do that much damage. Hopefully that has inflicted good enough casualties that we can do a nice follow-up attack. And when all these guys... Okay, so we can see already what we've done is good because we our combat strength has overwhelmed them to the point where they lost zone of control. I mean, they lost territory. So basically if we do one more thing, not that, this, they are completely surrounded, which is great. Next up is probably using 2 of our units here to just hopefully eliminate them altogether. Okay, good. So they panicked and retreated, and we only lost 200 Romanians for 4,800 Soviets. And not only that, but we've cleared it. We've cleared the pocket, which is great. I don't know if we want to move forward. We'll kind of have to evaluate that after we see the results in the definitely upcoming battles to the west. So we want the multiple sides of surround, which we're going to do. And between these 2, ultimately we're going to collapse them into 1 hex and then have to eliminate them. So I want to collapse them into the plains hex, so we don't have to fight them to the death in the forest, which I presume would go worse for us. So we're going to do it this way. We have 4 units attacking from 3 hexes. We're under the attack stack. We have a good plus 40% concentric bonus. They're both already kind of zoning out. Ooh, we did take some losses here, but it looks like so did they. Oh, no. God, that was not good for us. Okay. So we lost 1,000. We only inflicted 2,600 casualties. I mean, they did lose a lot of their equipment, but whereas we did not. However, I just from an infantry casualty standpoint, that was not great. Anyway, the next thing we want to do is the follow-up attack. And we have, let's see. Right now we have 5 units, and it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. We have 5 units and 5 different hexes, which gives us a plus 75% concentric bonus. That's great. This probably is enough to eliminate them, but I really don't want to take any chances. So we're going to move in one more unit, and we're still way under the attack stack limit. So hopefully this is enough. Okay, good. Starting to get nervous there. And there it is. So we lost 1,200 German infantry. We lost 600 Romanians. You know, the previous losses that we saw, it was all worth it because here we eliminated 30,000 Soviet infantry. And now all the pain and suffering up to that point is worth it, right? I mean, yeah, we lost 1,000 in the previous battle, but it really doesn't, it pales in comparison to 30,000 on the Soviet side. Okay, good. So I'm not sure if that's the first big pocket we've eliminated, but that was wonderful. I don't actually want to move anybody in here yet. I don't think there's any reason to do that because we want to kind of see how the rest of the thing plays out. Like, these guys are definitely not going to move. They're going to stay put. That one's not going to move south because he's probably going to be needed more to the north. You can kind of see that the Soviets are amassing a big force against the Romanians in the north. And it might even behoove us to back up a little bit to give up, concede territory next to Czernowitz because, Czernowitz, I think, right? Yeah, they're surrounding us on 4 sides and they have like a lot of powerful units there too. So we're barely holding here and it's probably better off if we just give the territory up until the rest of the army group can come and save us. But we're not quite done yet. We have a few more attacks we can do. Here, I think that we can do some attacks. We got this unit, and well, that's it. But we're up against 2 armored, and they're both weak. One is actually very weak at half readiness. So hopefully this won't be too big of a deal. Oh, wow, we lost. Dang it. That was very unlucky, I would say. That was a terrible result for us. Now, I'm going to be pretty aggressive here because I think we can be. In fact, I don't even think we need the follow-up from the Romanian group. But that was okay. That was a little bit better. Man, we still traded even. And again, the T-34 is always slippery as heck. Can't ever get those guys. So my plan is actually to continue to attack here. We can do this as a 4-sided attack with all the Romanian units. And that should be a no-brainer that we win this one. Hopefully with... Still. We haven't inflicted the casualties that I wanted to. If I had known the casualties we were going to inflict, those numbers, I probably would not have attacked. But we did, so there it is. Follow-up attack on this one is a little bit more dangerous. We are doing the good thing, which is we're putting pressure in between the zone. I mean, they can't just navigate through the plains next to the mountain now, because we're putting zone of control there. So, no free movement. And going through the mountains is obviously going to be very difficult. And that should conclude, really, the Romanian part of the front. Okay, Army Group South itself shouldn't be too bad. We are essentially going to have to dance around Lvov and see what we want to do there. Probably can't take it this turn. It's defended well. Let's start in the north. We can do an attack on this. Okay, let's actually go for the armor in the back. We can try to cut off this unit. Okay, wow, it just broke right away. That's a good sign. We got 2 units here, which we would like to cut off. In fact, what I can do is push... Yeah, let's put you in... Let's attack with 1 and... No, I want to attack with 1 and 2. This guy push back. Hopefully, yeah, inflict reasonable casualties for the follow-up attack, which only one of these guys can do, but that's fine. So this unit, I don't even see the sense in moving in, because no real reason to be there. We're going to start moving towards Rovno and Tarnopol and all that. We also have 3 units here, which is more than we need. I think maybe we'll do as a shift this direction. This will cost 40, that attack will cost something. We may not have enough movement in the end to move out, but we're going to do the attack like this. And I think that should be okay. I guess there's no reason not to include the last one just to make sure we get the kill. The less casualties we sustain, the better. Did lose a little bit of action points, but hey, I mean, 600 troops. In the grand scheme of things, another 15,000 Soviet infantry down. Wow, very impressive. I mean, I guess I don't want to... I can't say myself it's very impressive, but I do think that this is a good way to start it. Should have one person left to attack. I didn't even know who it was, but go ahead and do it again. Great. Wow. 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 So only 200 people survived in that one. Which means that, yeah, this poor soul, the 62nd Infantry Division, are going to be tasked with going into the marshes to fish that guy out. But that'll happen next turn. Okay, yeah, he is stuck there for the moment. No sense in having anybody move down there. Yeah, you guys can all move. I think we want you to all move as far southeast as you can go. Okay, good. We actually also got reinforcements. I forgot about that, but I don't think these guys are going to be able to do anything. No. We also do want to move these units further down. Can't quite get all the way there, but actually we probably can if we just push this motorized out first. Let's use these units since they're already in the area. I wouldn't mind pushing him south, so let's do the attack from 3 sides. Push him south would be good, not pushing him back into more forest. Wow, that was much closer than I thought. We went full 9 rounds. Only knocked him down to 39 readiness. This guy was he was ready for us. Only eliminated 1,200 of the infantry. Did take some of the trucks and the other stuff around, but hopefully he's still susceptible to a follow-up attack, because we can do that at least for some of these guys. Yeah, not all of them. I may not even want to push in with all of them. I'll definitely want to push in with at least one of them. And look at that, we actually took that forest hex I was a little bit worried about. We could actually do an attack here. Interesting, 59 versus 60. I don't know how 59 movement comes about, but that is what it is reporting. One of the things I want to do is to surround Lvov. All right, let me go ahead and start working on over here, because I do know that we're going to want to work on over here. And note as well that the 17th has actually gotten the additional 20 action points. It's very important. We're going to make good use of it, out of that, I think. I do all, that's definitely not what I want, because I don't want the armor. Yeah, we'll just do this manually. And then some of these units we don't want to do the full attack. Or, wait, is that true? Maybe we do want all of them to do the full attack. Yeah, I mean, first of all, we want to eliminate as many of these units as possible. It is a forced attack, so they're going to defend a little bit better. Okay, not bad. Not great either, but 1,200 losses is kind of significant, but we did take down 5,200 infantry. The readiness is down to 22. That's good because they're going to be pushed back into a hex which is already very busy. So the less readiness in that hex, the better for us. I am seeing, interesting enough, some of these infantry can do an attack over here. Yeah, we're going to have to plan this out just about right, which is going to be hard to do. How do we want to do this? I think I want to push this unit maybe down into... I think that is what I want to do. I want to push this unit down. So let's get you to take the forest and attack from that side. Then we'll attack with this unit who can attack from that side. And then we should be able to attack with anybody from this side as well. Since it's motorized, probably better for us to use the armor. No, maybe not. I'm going to use the SS. Okay, wow. So they were weakened enough that the second follow-up attack was, well, it worked out very well for us. We didn't lose anybody. And they took 3,400 more losses, very low readiness, which means that basically they're probably stuck in Lvov. That's good. And the good thing about moving the SS is that they now have the ability to zip around, and look at that. It's kind of what we want to do, is push all the way around. In fact, I know that this unit as well can get down here. Let's put them right here. And we have the makings of a full surround here. Now, I don't think we want to do the attack there. But you can also get all the way around, which might be interesting. There's also something to be said. I think I'm going to do this, but there's also something to be said. Oh, okay, they have the units there. Of just attacking down. Since these units are both very weak, we can attack directly south. Yeah, we can probably just bulldoze through these units, and guess that's what this unit is going to do. You know what? We'll do the attack from both sides, and we'll see how that goes. Oof. Wow, we actually took... I mean, hey, we inflicted heavy casualties, but we took quite a few armored losses ourselves. Which, if you want to look at the silver lining, at least that means less fuel movement per movement, you know, hex or whatever, for both of these units. But that was pretty bad. Hopefully that's the worst of our luck. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be pushing into Lvov itself on this turn. But yeah, they have... Oh, so it looks like... Yeah, one of their units moved into there. We should be able to take this no problems, since it's it's armored, so we'll use our armored. Yeah, that didn't go well either. We took another 2 tank losses, and they were already weak. So I was hoping to I was actually hoping they would shatter. We'll move both our forces in, and I'm probably going to do one more follow-up attack just to try to really get this over. 2,000 fuel, we have to be careful about that. Man, they still did not shatter. I was really hoping they would. Wow, we could do yet another follow-up attack. Jeez. And the great news is, hey, we got our pocket. Okay, that's good. So we got our pocket. I might actually want this Panzer to help with the attacks over here. Hopefully not. We'll leave him here for now. Fuel is very precious, and I'm not sure, so... So now, who do we want to move forward with and to do what? Well, yeah, I think it makes sense for somebody to come over here. It even makes sense to maybe come over here? Question mark? No, I don't think so. So let's do the attack from... We're going to push these units around a little bit, but them being able to move, shift backwards 1 hex is, I think, okay. How do we want to do this? It is tough. Okay, so let's do the attack from you, and let's do it from you and you. They panicked right away, which is good. Inflicted a lot of casualties, didn't take any ourselves. Always good when you don't take casualties, yeah. Yeah, look at that, we can actually eliminate this. Okay, so that's interesting. If we do this attack, which we should win just immediately, and I'm gonna do it. It means we'll be stuck in that one. They actually broke, that's great. We'll move in. Okay, so we can... Oh, wow. We can do the attack up here. You can do the attack, you can do the attack. Jeez. So if you move in, you can do the attack there, and we can shift someone else over. Which is, I think, what I'm going to do. In fact, I'll shift you over, and... you plus you are going to do the attack here. I'm going to do it. Got it. Good. That should be the entire amount. Yep, that's good. So we only lost 200 infantry in that attack. Sealed another pocket. Whew! Things are working. I'm liking what I'm seeing here. You know what? I'd love to have you contribute to the attack, but I think you're actually going to be more worthwhile to move forward, so that you're ready for the attack on the Lvov next turn. We have quite a surround on this unit, and it's all with... Oh my goodness. Yeah, we're definitely not going to use this Panzer. In fact, that's, I think, the only one we won't use. We have a 200% concentric bonus. We're just under the attack stack. I think this is... All signs say go. It's a huge surround. And we won. Wow. 1,000... Oh my goodness, this is one of the biggest I've ever done. 61,000. 61,000 Soviet infantry are down. My goodness. Okay, this is great. Ah, wow. Wow. Okay, move forward. Wow, we can move far forward too. Well, anybody who only has a limited movement, let's do them, and let's see who ends up where after that. A lot of units are going to be stuck using the road. Yeah, it's probably better to move you north just because then you can use the road next turn. So all of these units... Oh, it's only 2 units. Whoops. Well, if it's only 2 units, then I need both of them to go here. So that Lvov is under good pressure next turn. And this panzer group, well, I mean, we have a glaring hole in our line right here, which we do need to fill. Oh, okay, that solves that. So the next step is probably to move here. Like, we already got this moving for free. Unless I want to move to the east, which I probably don't. It's probably good to just take that. It's free. And then moving here is going to make sure that they can't get out. I mean, we have to do that, right? We've got to make sure that they can't escape. Down to 1,300 fuel. Very precious little left. How do we want to navigate this? Okay, so what we're looking at here is the weak point is our SS division. They can be attacked pretty fiercely from the southeast, also attacked from Lvov. But if any units attack them, those units themselves won't be able to move afterwards. They'll have no action points. So, unless they succeed, but I would assume we would hold. Nonetheless, I see an opportunity here. We can move here and here, and we can do an attack on this tank unit. I think I'll just use only the better of these two, and I think it's this one. He also has more action points remaining, so we'll do the attack like this. We're at 1,000. I want to just push this unit out. 1,009. We did, basically remove this. So down to 500. Okay. You can see that fuel is becoming a huge concern at this point. Now that unit may be susceptible to an attack, but I'm okay with it if it happens because really it's all in the name of there's 2 army headquarters here. And we actually, I don't know if I've shown you this. There's so many different reports I need to go through, but where I don't even know which one it is. Is it game? Intel? Staff? I don't remember where. I'll go back over and look at it. Yeah, here it is. The daily log staff shows in the last turn we got an additional 8 political points for destroying an army HQ. We also got 5 political points for capturing that city. And 14 was what we had, and we also got 4, which is usually 2. It says here, I'm sure, 2 political points per decision. Anyway, so many different menus you can go through, just like Shadow Empire, for those of you who are familiar. Lots of stuff you can look at there. And you guys can't move any further forward. Okay, good. So we're in good shape here. I think that despite the fact that this unit... maybe... Is it worth it? They're at 3 readiness, which means the best that they can do is pull back. But maybe it's good if I cross this. Is this a river? This is a bridge. I'm going to do it. It's going to probably take all the rest of my fuel. But I need to do it just so that they don't... Okay, it didn't take the rest of my fuel. I don't want them to blow the bridge. So now we have control of both sides of the bridge. They can't blow it. Good news. Alright, that's going to do it then. I think Army Group South is done. Oh, no, I have to do the focus. Yeah, I almost forgot about this. Plus, holy cow, I did not do a very good job with where I can move my... And so we got to figure out where we want to move this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have to move at least there. And that gives us 150 fuel. So we're within range of everybody, which is good. We're going to leave them there. Last thing we want to do is I can show the focus cards. Each one of these is a different, it has a different effect. So one of them, the first one, tactical, which was the one I'm going to do, is it gives you a offensive bonus. 20% offensive bonus. This is 20, 20, 22 for Inspire for Morale, and then 20 for Entrench. So basically the different cards give a bonus to a different stat. This is half offense, half defense. So basically gives you a well-rounded bonus. Then there's Envelopment, which gives you half AP and half offensive. This is good if you're playing it on infantry, because generally infantry need the additional AP. AP costs additional fuel, so I typically do not play it for the panzer groups. Then last one you have one which is Maneuver, which is pure AP. I think that even with infantry it's probably not worth doing. And also Inspire. I don't understand the effect of morale enough. Maybe that's useful if you're playing as the Soviets. But for us, we're going to go back and we're going to play tactical. In fact, we're going to play tactical on all of the different places we have focus. So that's just what I'll do for all the panzer groups. Great. And then we also want to move poor 6th Army. They're way behind as well. And you know what? I'll move them to the same spot. Because I think from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they're within 5. And they're also, it's going to put less stress on the supply system if our trucks are able to use the main thoroughfare, which is the double rail. 17th, you also have to move forward, and we might as well move you forward here. We'll be right in the middle, everyone. Ready to go next turn. I think Lvov is, it's all but a foregone conclusion, assuming they do not crack through our very weak line. If they don't, then we're in good shape, and we should have no problem taking it next turn. This is the Juggernaut. Once we've eliminated all these forces, like, look at how many divisions we have ready to just fan out. But at the same time, it's like a unstoppable object meets an immovable force. The Soviets are definitely consolidating a sizable number of units between Proskuro and Lvov. So this area between Tarnopol and Cernovitz, even, if you look at it that way, it's collecting units. And we've seen them in the history, pulling those units back, so we got our work cut out for us. Well, I can't really push on because we're out of time for this episode, so we'll have to save Center and the rest of North for next episode, but we probably can squeeze in the decisions real fast. For export oil fields, we just want to spend 4 political points in exchange for getting more oil. In fact, this one doesn't even involve a roll, so it's just, do one, get the other. That's good. And Hitler's pleased that we're exploiting the Austrian oil fields. I don't know why, but that's just what it is. And every now and then you have decisions which will affect your staff, like your actual staff working with you. There's a staff efficiency. There's a lot of things under the hood. I don't want to spend too many political points because we're already really low. But Have a Quiet Word has a nice chance to get there. Staff efficiency +6. That's good enough for us. So that's that. And that's going to conclude this episode, so hopefully we got a little bit more done. Good stuff is happening in the south. Finnish theater is probably a little dicey that we pushed that far forward. And we'll see how Center and North finishes out in the next episode. Until then, thanks for watching, stay safe, and take care.